And welcome back to another episode, so let's have a quick look at what's going on in our nation. Not much has happened between the episodes, of course, but a few things. For example, we did get some income back from trade deals that we have. They're still not quite in positive, but majority of the debt has now paid, or has been paid. We have not started any new colonies, but we have set up planetary governors and the admin commands, and we have set up movement orders for the first anti-pirate patrol to go back to Malacca Straits again, which should be going there. It's going to take a while to travel all that, but it should be doing all right. And who knows, we might find some pirates there, or maybe not. Maybe not. Nothing new for us in the diplomatic front right now, but we'll see if something happens. Also, in terms of fleets, we are bringing in our server vessels, at least most of them back for overhauls, because a lot of them have been out for a year now, so they are in need of some rest at least. I mean, the ships themselves can probably go on for a long while, considering that, for example, just one of these, they have maintenance life of 11 years, so that's not really the problem. It's mostly the fact that the inter-deployment time is only a year, and a lot of them have been out for about a year now, so getting a bit of rest is not a bad idea. We have not started any new colonies yet, but I'm pretty sure that we should be finding some nice locations in the near future. There are a few places, for example, in Bay of Bengal that we could potentially set up colonies if we have a look at that real quick. Let's actually have a look at this. So yeah, there's several places that do have minerals, but the accessibilities are just a bit low. I mean, the mineral numbers are huge. Absolutely enormous, but the accessibilities are just a bit too low, so it's not necessarily worth it setting up all the colonies. Of course, we could just settle them to make sure that no one else does, and that's probably what we'll end up doing. I mean, for example, this one, Bengal 2, so if we have a look at that, it should be that one. But it does have a little bit of resources. It has some wood at 0.6 accessibility, food at 0.1, and iron at 0.1. The total number of resources is over 100 million, but still the accessibilities are just so dreadful that it's probably not worth actually 150 million. Yeah, anyway, it's not necessarily all that profitable, but it might be nice complement for the productions in Calcutta itself. And since it doesn't require any infrastructure to set up, we'll probably set up a colony here actually during this year. And then the other one produces a little bit of wood, some brass and some bronze. Not necessarily the best, but yeah, we could probably utilize that a little bit. And then there's a few other places, for example... Actually, this one isn't too bad, other than the fact it's low gravity. So it would require some infrastructure to actually be inhabited. And then there's this one that is probably, yeah, actually, why is the problem with this place then? Oh, hydrogen, yeah, it has a bit of a bad atmosphere, but yeah, it, again, doesn't have a huge minerals in there, which is kind of a recurring problem in a lot of these places here. Well, this one, well, it's low gravity again, it requires a lot of infrastructure in there, and the diameter is a bit too high for orbital mining right now, unfortunately. There's this... Ooh, actually. I'll be going through these a little bit better, but yeah, we'll probably set up a colony at least here. Actually, let's just set the colony there now, so that I don't forget. But anyway, I think that's about it for the start of this episode, so I will bring you back in just a few moments. We have now completed the research on 10-pounder guns, and we've started researching quicker reloads, quicker ground unit training, as well as better gunpowder storage. We have now finished research on accuracy over range, and we started researching accuracy on moving targets. We have managed to build another second-rate ship of the line in Calcutta, and we've started building yet another one, which will hopefully increase our military strength in the region. Our navy now has a new flagship. A first-rate ship has been built in Surat, and we shall start building another one, but it will likely take some time before that one is completed. France has implemented a blockade of the cities on the western shores of Italy. We have built another research lab in Calcutta, and we have assigned that to the ground formation construction rate. Improvements, Mostly because the other two researchers there are unable to actually handle more right now. We have managed to complete the research on thicker armor, and now we're focusing our efforts on increasing our wealth generation. We have received news from Europe that a war has broken out between the Brits and French. However, this war is of no consequence for us, at least for the time being. Our entire pirate patrol has returned back to Calcutta. They will once again undergo some overhaul, after which they will return to their patrol route. And there we have it, that's the end of the year, so let's have a quick look at what we're building. So building 4 ships in Surat, 2 ships of the line, 1 frigate and 1 sloop. And then in Calcutta we're building a ship of the line, a frigate and a brig. And in Masulipatam we're building 1 sloop. In total research we're still working on getting the better wealth generation, as well as accuracy on moving targets. We're also researching crown unit construction, capacity recharge rate, and better gunpowder storing. The last of which is actually going to be completed in a few months. We haven't really been moving our fleets around all that much. Our survey ships have spread out a little bit. Gulf of Persia is still underway. We've explored most of the Arabian Sea, and we've done a little bit poking our heads into East Indian Ocean. Bengal and Laccadive Sea both have been completed now. We have started a colony in Bay of Bengal. It currently has a little bit mines and some population, but nothing too bad. It doesn't produce a huge amount of resources. It produces a little bit of wood, a fair bit of wood and some food and iron, but that's about it. I mean, with these we could technically, if we can get some construction factories here, we can actually expand some of the productions here on its own without bringing in extra resources. It doesn't have a huge population yet and only 2 mines, but it will be growing quite nicely. We also have a civilian mining colony in Bay of Bengal, which currently has 3 complexes. We are actually buying the minerals. We haven't actually ferried them lately. We should probably get a ship doing that. But they are producing a large variety of minerals, which is going to be rather useful for us. We might actually start ferrying these to the new colony, just so that they'll have a bit more variety on resources, so they can build more stuff. In terms of, well, in the past year we did about 10,000 deficit, but with our trade deals we should be able to cover majority of that, but we still will have some monetary problems next year, I believe. In terms of civilian shipping lines, we have 1 colony ship and 3 freighters, all of which are rather active in our domain. But that is about it for this episode. Make sure to check out Rival's channel, link is down below in the description, and we'll be seeing you in the next Mughal episode. Until then, bye bye.